What's up with it, everybody? It's your boy Mookie Jones, man. Coming to y'all for another little video, another little topic. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Rated R Sports Debates, man. And before we dive deep, you want to make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell for notification, man, and join our Rated R membership, man. Be a Rated R member your whole life, man. But let's dive deep in the water. I want to talk about Skip Bayless and his controversial statements that he made.
What did he say? I want to go there. I want to go save them because they're going to lose. He went and saved Steph's legacy. Time out. You're not listening to me.
I'm listening.
You're thinking what your next thought is.
I hear you.
He saved Steph Curry's legacy. Period. End of question.
Today on Undisputed, when he sat there and was debating Shannon Sharp, and he sat there and said that Kevin Durant joining Golden State saved Steph Curry legacy. And to me, I'd immediately, try to throw my phone, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just so blasphemy. First of all, Steph Curry, right, was an NBA champion before joining Kevin Durant. He was a two-time league MVP, unanimous MVP. He led the Golden State Warriors to a 73-9 golden record at the time. And they just made the finals without Kevin Durant. Now, listen, I understand that, the Warriors lost a 3-1 lead to LeBron James Cavaliers, and Steph Curry played horrible in games 5, 6, and 7 if you look at the numbers. But that team was just one game away for winning a championship with a healthy Cleveland Cavaliers team, with LeBron, with Kyrie, and with Kevin Love. And all they need was a Harrison Barnes replacement. So they got their hands on a guy like Kevin Durant, and they need a guy like Draymond Green said on numerous interviews that they need a guy that can go get a bucket because Steph Curry was just not there yet, right? So they got their hands on Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant made that team unbeatable. We give Kevin Durant his props. He made the Golden State Warriors unbeatable with his superior talent, his superior shot making, what he did against the finals, in LeBron's house, I believe was game 3 or game 4 or something, where he hit the shot over LeBron. Kevin Durant played unbelievable. But let's not ignore the facts that Steph Curry was getting double more of the times. And if you look at the coaches on what they were saying when scheming up on facing the KD Warriors at the time, they was doubling Steph most of the time. Kevin Durant was playing 1-on-1, and that's not discrediting what Kevin Durant did, but it just shows you that Steph Curry was more lethal offensively, and opposing teams thought that the way to give them a chance is to stop Steph Curry. What that tells you, that Steph Curry was the best player on the team, and that he was the leader of the team, and he also was the head of the snake, right? But Kevin Durant, outstanding with Golden State, but he felt like he was not getting, the credit that he deserved, especially when he won the 2 finals MVPs back to back. The media was not giving him everything he deserved. They were giving most of the credit to Steph or giving LeBron James credit. They was, even the Warriors fan base was giving majority of the credit to Steph Curry. So Kevin Durant, left Golden State, and when he left Golden State, he joined his own team with the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving. But meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson got injured in the 2019 finals, and it was just Steph and Draymond, and the Golden State Warriors had G League rosters. They faced a lot of injuries. So their 2-year window was closed because of dealing with injuries and, basically not a successful roster that can get you to the playoffs. So Kevin Durant, on the other hand, with Brooklyn, since he joined Brooklyn, he hasn't done anything. When he stepped foot in a couple of weeks, debuting with the Brooklyn Nets, they traded half their roster to go get James Harden. They gave up key pieces in Jared Allen, gave up key pieces in, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, all et cetera, et cetera. They go get James Harden. Then James Harden, Kyrie Irving gets injured in the second round, and the game goes to the 7-game series, and Kevin Durant went scoreless in overtime, and eventually the Nets was put out. This year, Kyrie Irving, with the mandate and the vaccination, was required to get a vaccination to play, home games, and he didn't. And he was basically a part-time player. James Harden was basically had to carry the susceptible load on the team, and Kevin Durant got injured as well. So James Harden was like, you know what? There's no culture, there's no continuity, there's no team. So James Harden basically left there too as well. Then, you know what I'm saying, going into the playoffs, they had KD and Kyrie. The Brooklyn Nets narrative basically was like they had KD and Kyrie, just KD and Kyrie. They were to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. So they had KD and Kyrie against the Boston Celtics, and they got undressed. Kevin Durant was a complete no-show, especially in games 3 in the second half. In a key pivotal game 3, Kevin Durant was a disaster. If you look at the numbers, he was a pretty much disaster in that series, alongside with Kyrie Irving. Now Kevin Durant requesting a trade. So when Skip Bayless, more to this point, when Skip Bayless said that, you know, KD saved Steph Curry's legacy, I just don't understand what he's getting at that, because speaking of the Golden State Warriors this year got back some guys back. They got Andrew Wiggins. They got back some pieces guys alongside with their good bench. And the Golden State Warriors won a championship without Kevin Durant. They won a championship without Kevin Durant, right? So the Warriors won before Kevin Durant and they won after Kevin Durant, right? So what is Skip Bayless is really insinuating that the Golden State Warriors needed Kevin Durant. First of all, think about this, bro. They won with Andrew Wiggins. They won with Andrew Wiggins against a superior, talented Boston Celtics team in the NBA Finals. The Warriors needed a guy that can go get you a bucket anytime he wants to, right? And if you look at the time where, you know, if you would have placed with Kevin Durant with any elite wing, any elite two-way wing at the time that can go get a bucket and can get stops on the defensive side of the ball, I think that'll work perfect with the Golden State Warriors system. And I feel as though that the Golden State Warriors would have been winning championships without Kevin Durant, right? Because if you look at it in 2017 and 2018, the Cleveland Cavaliers was one of the worst defensive teams at the time, right? And alongside in 2018, that team was just a bunch of G leaguers with just LeBron, right? So I think that the Golden State Warriors would have, even if they would have not even got Kevin Durant, they would have still won more championships. The moral of the point is that we've seen Steph Curry lead his teams to a championship and win it. We've seen Steph Curry make guys greater. He got Harrison Barnes a good contract. When Harrison Barnes left the Golden State Warriors, he got a $100 million contract for the Sacramento Kings. We seen Steph Curry turn Kevin Durant into an all-time great player because Kevin Durant was considered a loser before joining Golden State. He hasn't won anything until he joined Steph Curry in the Golden State Warriors. Then that's when this guy was considered a winner. Real talk. So when you dive deep in the water and when you break this shit all the way down, the Steph Curry effect been unbelievable. Andrew Wiggins, on the other hand, Andrew Wiggins was considered a bust. Andrew Wiggins was almost out of the league. Steph Curry rose Andrew Wiggins up from the dead and made him considered one of the best two-way players in the league today because of the Steph Curry effect. We've seen Steph Curry turn Draymond Green to a Hall of Famer. This is the Steph Curry effect. And that's why I think that Steph Curry is one of the greatest players in this generation. So when you sit there and make this stupid claim talking about Kevin Durant saved Steph Curry legacy, that don't make sense because Steph Curry was considered a champion. Steph Curry had 2 MVPs. He had multiple All-NBA teams. When Kevin Durant hadn't even host up or hold a Larry O'B before joining the Golden State Warriors. So who legacy saved who? Real talk. So at the end of the day, I think that people got to understand that Steph Curry is a generational talent, right? Kevin Durant is a generational talent. I think Kevin Durant is great. One of the greatest scorers of all time. But let's be real, Kevin Durant is not a leader. He is not a leader. He is not an alpha and he's not a leader. Kevin Durant can't lead a kid to a candy store. That's how bad Kevin Durant is with his leadership. He is not no alpha. He's not a guy that can galvanize the troops and set the culture. That's not Kevin Durant. That's not his bravado, right? So when you think about it, Kevin Durant needs a great system where you have great shooters, where you have a great coach, where you have a great culture, when you have great passers, when you have great elite wing defenders. Kevin Durant needs all that. He needs a system to get the job done. He is not no leader. He is not no alpha. Kevin Durant, to me, is one of the greatest scorers of all time, one of the greatest talents of all time. But if you need him to do the things where people want to elevate him as a top 15 player of all time, the top 15 players of all time can at least lead a team to the finals. Ain't nobody top 15 players worried about what players that they have or what players, that they don't have and stuff like that. They don't worry about stuff. They get the job done. And what these KD fanboys and these supporters do is they sit there and lie and act like this guy, Kevin Durant, didn't get all the things that he asked for with Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets have gave Kevin Durant everything he asked for. They gave him the coach. They traded for LaMarcus Aldridge. They traded for James Harden. They gave him everything he asked for, and he's still requesting the trade because you know why? He is not that dude. Kevin Durant is not that dude. He's not that guy. Imagine what Brooklyn Nets fans feeling right now to seeing a guy like Kevin Durant, where he promised Brooklyn that he was going to bring a chip. That's the reason why he re-signed a 4-year extension with the Brooklyn Nets, because his promise of bringing a chip. But then, when a little adversity hit, right, and when all the pressures was on Kevin Durant going into next season, Kevin Durant said, I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. This is why I can't put Kevin Durant on the level of the great players that have led a team to a championship and won it all as the number one guy, as the alpha. I can't put Kevin Durant on that. He probably on their level as talent, but talking about as great as the greatness of the player, Kevin Durant is not on that level. And when you dive deep in the water, this dude, Skip Bayless, is a fanboy. And I enjoy Shannon Sharp cooking all the points that Skip Bayless was saying, which was complete BS. At the end of the day, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And make sure y'all hit the bell for notification, man, to get some great high-quality videos for your boy, Mookie Jones, man. I'm out. Gang!